I was told that I probably wouldn't see my children graduate from high school. And it's just amazing to live and get to see my children graduate when the doctor told me I probably wouldn't be able to see that. Hi, I'm Valencia Robinson, and I was diagnosed with triple-negative breast cancer in 2006. My children were 3, 4, 5, and 8 when I was diagnosed. I was born in Mississippi, and my parents divorced when I was about 4 weeks old. My dad actually left my mom, so she was essentially homeless. She didn't have a job, and she had to call home, and her brothers came to get us, and there we lived in Marianna, Florida, on a 100-acre farm that my grandparents owned, and it's still in our family today. October 1994 is when I got married. And we started having children 5 years later. I had a great relationship with my medical team, my OBGYN, having 4 children, of course, you've gone through all the doctors and the midwives in the practice. So I went in for an annual visit, and that's how the lump was discovered in my breast. Growing up, we didn't have any information about breast cancer, about self-breast exams. But when the nurse midwife felt the lump in my breast, she put my finger on it, and I could feel it. It was right there. So had I been doing my self-breast exams, I would have found it. Easily, I would have found it. And they were trying to tell her, oh, she's only 33. Let's just wait 6 months. She wasn't hearing it. She was incredible, and she didn't let me leave until my mammogram was scheduled, and it was scheduled a few weeks later. And then I get a phone call. This is how naive I was. My husband picked up the children. He met me at the doctor's office. We had the kids with us. Who does that? And it's like, if they're calling you on the phone to tell you to come in, obviously, the news is not that great. I was naive. Got to the office, and the surgeon tells me that I have breast cancer. He's just going through all of the lumpectomy, all of the things that I now have to navigate with your 5-year-old and 8-year-old in the room with you, and they're listening with fresh ears. One thing my oncologist told me was, your cancer will probably return within 5 years. And if it does, you may not make it. I mean, she basically told me that I probably wouldn't see my children graduate from high school. So my doctor had said to me that if my period returns, I'll probably need to have my ovaries removed. And maybe let's have a double mastectomy. I chose to have tissue expanders because I wanted to be able to go back to work. I wanted to be able to just have the easiest, less invasive surgery. And my body rejected those tissue expanders. I felt like I had been hit by a truck. So I told the doctor, I said, I feel like my body is rejecting these things. And he just kept dismissing it and kept dismissing it. I woke up one morning, the expander was completely exposed. You could see it. I was severely infected. I had to have emergency surgery. I had to have both expanders removed. And that's why you have to listen to your body. You have to listen to your body, and you have to find the doctor that is listening to you. In the advocacy work that I do now, I get phone calls from all over the United States. I got a phone call recently from a friend in Michigan. Her niece was diagnosed with breast cancer. Her niece felt the lump, and she told her doctor repeatedly, but the niece is pregnant, and they said, oh, it's probably milk ducts. Now, this young lady is stage 4 because the cancer has already metastasized to her liver. Her doctor told her that she had maybe 3 to 6 months to live. This is not what doctors should be telling patients, because I've seen patients who are 20 plus years who are stage 4. I've seen patients who are living and thriving, and the doctor can't tell you that you're going to die. One thing my oncologist did do, she introduced me to yoga. Now, even though statistically, she didn't think I was gonna make it, she introduced me to yoga, she did all the complementary things, and I just took hold of all of that, because you have to fight. You have to do all the things, even though you're weak, even though it may be difficult, and I know yoga was so difficult for me, but you have to. All of the trauma on my chest from having my breast removed and having the expanders taken out and having the infection and all of that surgery, yoga was really what I needed. Some classes, I would just sit there and cry, do very little, sit in child's pose. But she was like, keep coming, you're going to get better. And the only way you can get better is by practicing bit by bit, day by day. And now I am a certified yoga teacher, and my specialty is breast cancer patients, because I've been there. I know exactly what it feels like. Legacy means growing old to see my grandchildren. Legacy means my children will not get breast cancer, none of them. Legacy means I am doing all I can right now in this moment so that I can inform people, so that I can educate people, so that their families don't have to go through the hardships of cancer that my family has gone through. I am Valencia Robinson. This is my life. This is my legacy.